Hey, welcome back to Food According to El Roca. Hi guys, so for our ingredients, we have about five potatoes, medium potatoes that we cut into medallions. We have a cup of diced button mushrooms, 1 cup of diced bacon, some aromat for seasoning, 2 tablespoons crushed black pepper, half a cup of flour, 1 cup robot peppers, half a cup of ring onions, 2 cups of milk, half a cup of butter, 2 cups of Gouda cheese. So guys, this is simple. As you can see, the ingredients is very simple, it's very easy. Just try it guys and then you'll see. So now guys, we're gonna start by boiling the potatoes in some salt. No, don't put too much salt because the sauce is going to also be seasoned. Now we're going to make the sauce that we're gonna put on top of the potatoes. So we're gonna use 2 cups of milk for that. We're gonna start with 2 cups of milk and some butter, and then we're gonna bring that to the boil. And then after bringing that to the boil, we're gonna start adding once this mixture is boiling, then you must bring your heat down on the stove, because you need the heat to be like very low so that it doesn't burn the sauce. And while you are busy like making sure the flour, you are adding the flour a little bit at a time. It shouldn't be too hot. So now we've brought that to the boil. We're gonna start adding the flour a little bit at a time, and you must keep using your whisk vigorously so that you don't get lumps while you're busy adding the flour. So you add the flour a little bit at a time until you get the right consistency. It must be at least thick, but not too thick, because we're gonna spread this on top of the potatoes, so you need this to be spreadable. But if you make it too thin also, it's just gonna seep through to the bottom of the potatoes. We don't want that. We don't want it to be too loose or watery, because it's gonna seep through to the bottom of the potatoes. We don't want that. So make sure the consistency is correct. So as you can see, I'm adding the flour a little bit at a time until I get the right consistency. So I think now it's ready. You see how it is, guys. Now you're gonna get ready to start seasoning your sauce with some aromat, and this depends on your taste buds, guys, because if you don't like salty food, remember we're also gonna add some bacon, and remember we put some salt when we boiled the potatoes. So make sure you don't put too much seasoning. So I just added about a teaspoon and a half of some aromat, and I'm gonna add some black pepper in there. You can add more black pepper if you like it to be more peppery, and then you can add more black pepper, but I added about a tablespoon or two of black pepper. Now we are going to add our mushrooms. So in this case, I just added about a handful of mushrooms, because I'm making the sauce is not too much, because I'm making a little dish of this potato bake. I don't use like too much, and then the sauce is not too much, as you can see, because but if you're making for a bigger family, then you can add more ingredients. You can double your ingredients so that the sauce can be enough for the potatoes. If you're going to be using double potatoes, making for your big family, then you can double up on the ingredients. So you can see the consistency, guys. It's thick but not too watery. Now we're gonna prepare the bacon. Fry the bacon a little bit so that it's ready, and then from there we're gonna fry and saute. I'm frying the bacon in a little bit of butter, and then I'm going to fry now the robot peppers and the onion in butter until they are a little soft, not too soft and soggy, just a little soft. You see how they are, and then they will be ready. Now we can start assembling the potato bake. Guys, this is the yummiest potato bake and the simplest. potato bake you've ever made in your life, I think, because you know the ingredients are few and very simple, and it's a very simple dish to make, but very, very, very yummy. I think your kids would love it. You can use this as part of your Sunday meal. Maybe serve it with some, you know, grilled chicken. You know, it's very saucy because, as you can see, we are going to be layering it with some sauce, so it's very saucy on its own. It doesn't need you to make a sauce separately. It's very saucy on its own. So we start assembling the ingredients and then put in the sauce. So you don't use the bottom layer. You're not gonna use all the potatoes because you're still gonna put another layer of potatoes on top. So leave some. You can use half of that, and then you're gonna use another layer at the top. So this is how we do it. We put some cheese in there. Imagine bacon, cheese, peppers, potatoes. I mean, what is yummier than that? This is yummy, guys. Like, delicious and very simple on top of that. Now we're gonna put some sauce. The sauce doesn't have to be like, you know, a layer on its own. You know, you can just put it will seep through a little bit while it's busy baking. As it gets hot, then it will seep through into the layers of the mixture. So you put also with the sauce, don't use all of it here. You just put some of it, maybe half of it here, and then after doing another layer, you're gonna put the sauce also at the top. So don't use all of the sauce at this stage. Now we're gonna put another layer of potatoes. And guys, it doesn't have to be perfect, ne? When you're making food at home are just made with love. Nothing has to be perfect. It's not a restaurant. So just make it and put some love in there. It will be fine. So don't try and be perfect and want perfection, you know? So with the bacon, you just scatter it because, you know, bacon is very salty. So if you put too much of it, then it's going to make your mixture too salty. We just want, you know, every bite to have a bit of bacon. Not that we want the whole thing to have a bacon. We want, you know, just bits of bacon while you bite here and there. So we put the bacon, we put the sauce, and then we're going to top it up with some cheese. And then, guys, we're going to put it into the oven about 10 to 15 minutes. You know, I prefer mine not to be brown, the cheese, when I put it into the oven, because I don't want it to be hard. I want the cheese to still be soft but melted, as if you can understand what I mean. I want the cheese to be melted but not hard, because if you put it in there too long, maybe you get it to be hard, and I don't like that, you know, on my potato bake. So I just want the cheese to melt enough. When it starts to look like it's browning a little bit, you remove it, and then the cheese inside will be melted and the cheese on top will be melted, and then you can serve it, guys. The most delicious potato bake and the simplest potato bake you can ever make in your life. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're going to try this and send me pictures of that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, guys, and like the video, and please comment. I truly appreciate your feedback, guys. Thank you so much for coming back and watching a video on food according to El Roca. Till next time, enjoy.